Boy, I'm like, I'll fight an old man.
Are you listening?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Shantae, and today in my world, as you can see by the title, I am going to do a story time on my very first car crash. And the reason I chose to actually do this at this very moment is because this time of the year, which is one of my favorite times, which is Christmas, or I should say we coming up on Christmas, it always makes me think of my very first car crash that I got in. So this is also my very first story time. So I was like, why not give it to y'all now and let y'all know what happened to me some years ago. So before I get started, guys, you already know, make sure that you like this video, make sure that you comment down below, and please share this video. Tell a friend and tell a friend, because I need you here, I need your friends here, I need your family here, I need your nieces, your nephews, your best friends, your cousins, your favorite cousin, and the list goes on. I need you all here so that you can check me out, and most importantly, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, guys, because I am coming up on 300 subscribers and I am so excited. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and keep coming back, because you know I like you here. This is the place to be. So let's get started. So like I said, this is my very first story time, but this specific story always makes me think of this time of the year. And so December is finally here, guys. We are about to be done with 2020. Thank God. But like I said, this time of the year, because it's cold outside, Christmas in a couple weeks, it always makes me think of what happened to me some years ago. So I don't really remember exactly how old I was, but I'ma just say, when you first get your license, you are super excited. And I know I did get my license when I was in high school. And you just be happy because, first of all, when you get to that certain age, you always want to drive somewhere. I mean, you want to drive to the corner if your parents allow you. You want to be like, I'll go to the store, or your mom be like, we need some milk, I'll go get it. Or can you go get some cereal? I'll do it. You know, you always just want to have a reason to be in the car. So it's like when I got my license, although I didn't have a car myself, I'm like, once you get your license, everybody had already told me, Shantae, you get your license, I'm gonna let you drive my car because you'll be legal, you'll have some license, you got insurance, and I'm gonna trust you with my car. I'm like, cool. You know, that's cool. So until I'm able to get my own, let me be able to get in y'all driver's seat and do what y'all need me to do for y'all, but I'm also do what I need to do for me. So, you know, your friends call, you going to the mom. When your little guy friend call, you going on a date, like whatever, just to get behind the wheel. So this particular day, I remember it like it was yesterday. So like I said, it was around Christmas time. And I was going shopping, or I needed to finish up my Christmas shopping, I want to say. But it was something I think I needed to take back to the store for my mom. So basically, me and my mom was at the house. And I told her, like, hey, Mom, I'm about to go finish up my Christmas shopping, and then I'll do whatever you needed me to do, too, because I have a nephew, and he's younger. He's a little bit older now, but he's still a young teenager, so he wanted something from GameStop, or I should say my mom was going to get him something from GameStop because she knew that it was something that he wanted. So either, I want to say, I took it back, I got it, and took it back, or she got it, and I needed to exchange it or return it. It's one of the scenarios. So the whole day I'm like doing my shopping, getting everybody out the way. And my nephew game system or game, it's either was a system or it was an actual game, but I want to say it was the game itself. Because he normally always have the systems, and I used to just buy the games for it. Or like I said, my mom would get him a game for the actual system that he had. Me going to GameStop basically was going to be the last stop of that day as far as me shopping. Now, of course, I was going to do something later because like my mom was like, you know, once I got in the house, Shantae, she like, I'm not going nowhere else. So you can use my car wherever you need to go. And even if you're trying to go somewhere later, just let me know. But so far as right now, I'm not going nowhere. So you good to go. I'm like, yes. You know, that's when you start texting everybody like, girl, what you doing tonight? Like, you trying to get together? Like, because my mama said I could use her car. So it's like I already had my little plan set. I knew that I was going to wind up doing something. Because that's one of them. Even if you don't have set plans, go make some plans just because I'm a strength. You got a car to drive. So I finished up my shopping, like I said, for the other people in my family that I had to do shopping for. And like I said, it was either me taking back a game that my mom had purchased, or I was exchanging it, or some scenario like that. But I knew I was on the way to GameStop. So I go to GameStop, and GameStop was cool. Like, it wasn't no long line. It wasn't none of that. And then, like, literally, when I got the car and went into the store, it wasn't a long line inside of there either. I literally saw what I needed, because I believe I called before I even got there anyway. So I had went up to the front, the register. They had put it on hold. I went ahead and got an exchange. It was really like boom, like I was in and I was out. I didn't need to do no more shopping, which was great for me, because I'm like, now I'm just worried about these little plans that I've made. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna change my clothes, and then like I said, I'm out. So I was on the way to come back home. And only wherever you live, you can come multiple ways. You can take different routes to get there. So this particular time I could say I took the scenic route instead of just taking a shortcut to my house. Because like I said, when you get to drive, you be cruising. You making your time longer than what it needs to be, just because you still excited to be driving. So I took the scenic route. You know, I had my music up. I'm like, okay, listen to music, whatever was out at that time. I'm pretty sure I was muffing it. Couldn't tell you the song it was, but I know it was a good song because I was dancing. And mind you, my phone was not on me. Like, I wasn't texting and driving, none of that. So literally, I'm going down the street, and like I said, I'm cruising. Matter of fact, I want to say I probably was over the speed limit, but I wasn't speeding. Like, if it's 25 miles per hour, I was probably going 30. So I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but I was still just cruising. Wasn't nobody else that I seen on the road with me. And like I said, I wasn't texting. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't looking down, none of that. So I was literally driving, and on this main street, or this side street, I should say, because I'm pulling up to my house. I'm about to get close to my house. I was on this little side street. So as I'm going down the street, no other cars, like I stated, was on the road with me. So I'm going and I'm going. So in order to get to my house at that time, I had to make a left. I had a couple more stops, like a couple more streets that I passed before I made this left. So I get up and I'm driving. And at this time, I finally see somebody on the road. So I'm going and I'm going. And I'm like, oh shoot. Like, I needed to stop at the store. So I was going to literally pass my house and go down the street, because it was a store right by my house. So I'm going and I'm going. And mind you, this is the main street. I live over here, but it's another street that connects to my street. So you have my street, the main street that I was on, and then you have this other street that would connect, but you have to cross over here to get to here. So I'm just cruising, like I said, listening to my music going by, and I'm like, this car should be at this stop sign. I'm like, in my head, just thinking, this car don't look like it's gonna stop. But I'm like, he has a stop sign, so he needs to stop. And sometimes people literally get right on the stop sign, like really pull up to the stop sign, and then they stop. And me, I try to slow down before I even get to the stop sign. So I'm cruising. It's my turn. I got the right of way. This person coming, and it's like, I can't tell if they go stop or not. So I stopped, I slowed myself down a little bit, but like I said, I had the right of way. I'm going, cruising, still dancing, with whatever was popping. Honey, I keep going. The car that I'm thinking is gonna stop, guess what they did? Yes. I know that's what you thought, because that's what happened. They didn't stop. So as I'm cruising, I'm going. I'm literally about to pass my house, because like I said, my house over here. I'm like the second house away from the corner. So I was going to literally look at my house. I'm going, I'll be right back. Basically. Going, this car never stopped. What happened? I literally ran so hard into this car. I was pissed. Like, I hit the car so hard that my mom had a truck at the time. Like, I don't know if you all familiar with what's called a Trailblazer, but it's a nice size truck. So the truck literally bounced back because I had hit the car so hard. And the reason too, they were actually speeding. And I told you I was supposed to be doing like 25 miles per hour. I probably was doing 30. So in that sense, I'm going a little bit over the speed limit, but these people were speeding because they didn't stop at the stop sign. So at that point, y'all didn't stop. Y'all thinking y'all were gonna beat me, but really y'all didn't wind up beating me because you didn't basically go fast enough since you want to go in front of me. So thirsty to go in front of me to get wherever you was going. And to this day, I still don't know where the people was going. And I bet you it wasn't that serious. So I hit this car. Mind you, when I hit this car, that car hit 2 other cars. So it was just a big issue for no reason, because it could have all been avoided if I, one, would have went home and not went to the store. Or 2, which is the big issue, is if the person would have originally stopped at the stop sign. So me, I'm terrified. I'm like, oh my God, all you hear is this big boom. And it's like, oh my God, still nobody else on the road but me in this other car. So it was this old guy driving, and it was this young guy on the passenger side. So I'm telling you, I literally lived I probably lived I was the second house from the corner. So me, I don't know what to do in this instance. I had never gotten in a car accident. So I'm so nervous. I'm so shaken. I always remember when I was younger, my mom was like, if you ever happen to get in a car wreck or a car accident, try to get the license plate of whoever hit you or whoever you hit, because at least if they try to run or whatever they try to do, the police can track down their license plates and can somehow find their car because it'll have their information. I'm like, cool. So that's all I'm thinking in my mind. Try to remember the license plate. So mad y'all, I am like saying the license plate 1,000 times in my head, but I was so shooken up, I couldn't remember, like DEZ, what was the numbers? Like, I'm just like lost. I'm like, man, I'm scared, I'm nervous, my mama gonna be upset, this is her truck. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm just salty, like that just ruined my whole night. Whatever I thought I was doing was done. Like, it just ruined my whole night. So like I said, I'm terrified. Next thing you know, I'm like, shoot, well, I'm about to go park in the driveway. Like, because at this point I knew that I had hit them so hard and the truck bounced back, but I had no clue how my mama car was. I had no clue how her truck was. And I had on my seatbelt and everything. So I literally hit them, put it in park, terrified, shaking. And mind you, I'm young, so I'm like, I don't know what to do, and couldn't remember the license plate, couldn't have time to call my mom, because I'm like, I'm literally right here. But my mom had already heard this big boom, so she like, I didn't know. As soon as she got downstairs, she like, I had no clue what it was, but I had a feeling it was you for some reason. She was like, I don't know why I even thought that. She was like, but I had a feeling it was you. So like I said, I backed up after I hit this car, parked in the driveway, and got out and went to my mama. So she had met me basically downstairs, because like I said, she was already on the way, because she was like, you heard this big, like, in a sense, like an explosion, and they didn't know what had happened, like nobody. So a couple neighbors wound up coming out as well, because like I said, I hit him, he hit 2 more cars. So it was just a big mess for no reason. So long story short, my mom came out sad. I was upset. I was crying. Like I said, I was shaking up. I was like, Mom, I'm so sorry. Just apologize. And that was the first thing I thought to do. Like, I am so sad. But then I was pissed off, because I'm like, if y'all would have just stopped at the stop sign, none of this could have ever happened. None of this would have ever happened, because even though I was doing a little bit over the speed limit, you all were trying to, in a sense, beat me to cross the street, but you never was going to make it anyway, because you didn't go fast enough. So I'm sad, and I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what to do. And then on the other side, I'm like, I could punch y'all in y'all face, because I did not have to go through this. So, my mom was like, girl, I am not upset, and I am not mad about you getting a car accident. She was like, it's only a car, like, it's only a truck. Those can be replaced. Like, I'm just happy nothing happens to you. So I'm like, thank you, like, like, it was them. I tried to remember the license plates. I couldn't. I'm so sorry. But, good thing is, like, we did call the police. The police did come, and they didn't run. So normally, that's what I was nervous about too, because, my mom told me a minute ago, like, some people, if you hit them or hit you, whatever, some people like to run, and they'll run if they don't have insurance. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, dang, I wish I would have remembered the license plate. But mind you, when I hit them, they hit those 2 other cars. They didn't have nowhere to go anyway. So he wound up standing there in the car. The older guy that was driving and the young guy that was in the passenger seat. Nobody ran nowhere. Nobody got away. And the police came, and guess what the old dude gonna say though? So when the police got there, he asked me my side of the story. What happened? I tell him, old guy. He like, well, what's your version of the story? I mean, she already told you what happened. I didn't stop. So I ran the stop sign and she hit me and I hit them. First of all, why do you got an attitude? Ugly? Because you caused all of this. You was in a rush to go nowhere and now you have to pay because he got cited. So he got cited. You had to pay for my mama car. Plus you had to pay for the 2 other cars that you hit. But you got a funky attitude like, I mean, she already told you what happened. She told you I ran the stop sign. I ran the stop sign and she hit me. Boy, I'm like, I'll fight an old man. Because that's exactly how I felt. But after all that, like I said, I was just happy he got cited because I didn't get the ticket because technically it honestly boiled down that it was not my fault. But y'all, I was so, in a sense, relieved. But like I said, I was still scared. Like, I didn't drive after that for a couple days because I'm like, that was a very, like a big thing for me. Being young, freshly still having my license. I'm cruising, you know. And my mama always told me as well, it ain't always about you and your driving skills. You really got to be careful and pay attention to everybody else around you. And it's like, I was thinking to myself, like, this just had to happen right before Christmas. Like, I'm just like, because, you know, like, you just basically, like, you think you doing something. And it's like, for real, I just felt bad because I felt like I put my mom 10 steps back when she was doing good. Because she had just got that truck, but it was still fairly new. So I'm like, I felt so bad. Right before Christmas, the holidays, especially Christmas, like one of my faves that brings joy to the family. And you be all happy and everybody be excited. And that's why I was like, this is one of the times that I will never forget because it was right around one of my favorite holidays. But like I said, long story short, he had to take care of everybody's car because he chose not to stop. And that was his fault. And like I said, go have a little stinky attitude. Boy, bye. Because you got the nerve. You could have stopped. This could have been avoided. I could have had my plans still in place for that night. But my best friend did come and get me. I had called her. And she just came and got me. We rolled around and just was like chilling. She just was trying to make sure I was okay. So shout out to Courtney. But I was like, oh, I got to take a break off of driving for a while. Because, you know, my mom wound up getting a rental and everything, which was great. So she could still get back and forth to work. And he had to pay for the rental too. And I was still able to drive that. But it's like I had to definitely just take some days out. But like I said, this just reminded me of that time because I remember it like it was yesterday. It didn't just happen. This was years ago because obviously, like I said, I was living with my mom. But I'm like, I will never forget that. Just first about it being my first crash. And then, like I said, 'tis the season to be jolly, I guess. He was being very jolly that day. That pissed me off. But guys, this was my first story time. At the end of the day, the end of the story, we came out on top. My mama wound up getting her truck fixed and it wasn't badly damaged, which was good because they said it was so big and how it was built, it was great. So the impact didn't cause her truck really no harm at all. So that was a blessing. I'm like, and I didn't get hurt. Now the next day, don't get me wrong, honey, I feel like I got jumped by 10 people. I had to go to the hospital, but I was cool, no broken bones, none of that. Nothing that some pain pills couldn't relieve. So I just felt good that it wasn't as bad as it could be. So, and then my mom wasn't that upset. So yeah, that was my story time. Like I said, it started off all cool, dancing and stuff. Ended up in the middle, it was a little rocky, but at the end of the day, everybody was okay. They had to pay, and that's all I'm gonna say. So guys, if you want me to do more story times, just let me know. Comment down below. And like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend, because I want y'all to come back in. I'm your girl Shantae, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video so that I can see you back next week. And y'all, thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye.
Only place I wanna be is in Shantae's world. Only place I wanna be is in Shantae's world. Let's talk about it, Shantae. Let's talk about it, Shantae. Let's talk about it, Shantae. Don't talk about it, Shantae. Let's talk about it, Shantae. Let's talk about it, Shantae. Let's talk about it, Shantae. Don't talk about it, Shantae.